All right, praise the Lord, everybody. In this presentation, we're going to be going over how to insert announcements. So in announcements, we have various announcements in this church, so kind of get right into it. So what I will be doing is sending an email to the Gmail with all of our announcements. So we're going to pick an example, but the service and the announcements with all the information, zip file, will be here, the first line as an unread message when you come in on Sunday morning. But let's go back a little bit, give you an example. So here's an example right here, English service 11/8/20. So I think most of you have seen this. Actually, let's go even further back. Let's go to Spanish service 11/11/20. So in this kind of slide, this was when we were running Media Shout. This will be updated to ProPresenter as we go forward. But from similar to Media Shout, we will have to insert announcements. So all this is obviously no longer necessary because we're not using Media Shout, but the gist is the same. So here's a great example. So here I got Spanish announcements. These are all the announcements that I will use for Spanish service. So the one thing I want to do is first download it, and then here's the title. So this is an example of a title that we'll use for service. We'll download that as well. What we'll want to do now is click this arrow here, go show in folder. If you get lost and you don't know where this says at, Google Chrome always downloads to your downloads. So these are pinned here. So the moment you open up any folder, these are always going to be the same on the left-hand side. We'll want to go ahead and click downloads, and we'll see right here is everything we just downloaded. So we'll double-click the zip folder. Inside the folder, we'll see this folder. Folder is very important. So with that folder selected, we're now going to want to go back to either open up another window or navigate over on the window you have. I'm going to go to desktop, media, announcements. Here's this folder. It's got all of our announcements. So what we're going to want to do here is click this folder, drag it over here. Shows up right here, Spanish service 10/11/20. Double click this, and we got all the announcements we need for that service. So this is the way you would download things from the internet when it's sent to you for a Sunday morning service. So now you've got the announcements, you've got the preaching and the downloads. Here's the preaching. No need to put the preaching in any specific place. We use Canva to create all of our title slides, so it's already saved in that database. So just keep it in downloads. No need to save it anywhere locally on this computer. We'll just keep it in downloads. Now we're going to want to go back to ProPresenter. In ProPresenter, we'll want to go to the library called Announcements. In Announcements, we've got several loops. So I'm going to focus just on the bilingual right now because the English and the Spanish loops haven't been set up yet. But the one thing you want to know here is that these will be the same naming convention for each service. So we'll have a bilingual announcement loop, and then a bilingual announcement stream. So for the English, instead of saying bilingual, it will say English, 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 and for Spanish, it'll be Spanish, 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 but the rest is the same. So here, the zip file I send you will have this exact title. So it'll be like bilingual announcements and the date, bilingual announcement loop and the date. So we'll have bilingual announcements stream. So in the email that I send you, there will be 3 zip folders that you'll have to download, and each zip folder will say the exact same name of the file you're updating here. And so all you're going to have to do is click on the file that you're trying to update. So let's pretend this said Spanish announcements. I'm going to go in here, and what we'll want to do is we'll click all of these. Actually, so we can do one of 2 things. We can click all of these, holding shift. You can click and select all of these, and you can just press delete if you'd want to. I'm not going to do that because I don't really want to update these, but what I would want to do is I can delete all of these and then bring the announcements in from the file that I just saved in the media announcements, or I can leave these files the way they are and bring in the announcements. So what we'll want to do here is I'm going to hit escape. Actually, I'm just going to select on one of the slides. So let's say this is what's up there. I don't want to delete anything. I'm going to just go back to the file folder that I created. So here's the file folder, all the announcements. I'll click Control All, or you can hold Shift and select all of them, or you can do the typical just drag the whole box and select all of them. Once you have them all selected, you can do, actually once you have them all selected, just click them, drag, and drop. What you'll notice is this slide comes up. This is similar to the song insertion that we had before. So when we were inserting songs before, when we go to put these announcements in, if I click right over, it'll actually write over the file that is already in the computer. You have to be careful here in the announcements that you are putting in the right thing and writing over, but honestly, what I should be sending you or what you should be receiving in the Gmail should be the right announcements, so you should be able to just click Apply All, because you can either click through every single one of these images that have the same title, or you can click Apply All, and then what you can do is say New Version. I like to use New Version because what it will do is it will replace the versions that are already in here in the order that they're in there. If I were to say write over, it would write over the file, and then it would also insert the slides that I've selected and dragged over. So basically you'll end up with duplicates. So what you want to do is click New Version. It'll update everything. The other thing you can do is, if you realize you're looking at the slide that you're trying to import and you're like, oh well, this is actually not right. These aren't the right announcements. Excuse me, or this announcement is wrong. I can click just to use existing, or I can manually go and click through every single slide that I'm inserting. So the title of the slide you're bringing in is right here. So for instance, if number 1 weekly service is Spanish, this one is correct, then I might want to insert the new version. Or I might say, and then I'll just go one by one, and maybe I get to the Spanish, and I'm like, actually Spanish hasn't changed, the one that's in the system is right, so I'm going to say use existing. And I can click through each slide individually if I don't want to do apply to all. That's kind of how you insert announcements. I'm going to exit out here. Kind of causes this error, so I'll go ahead and delete all these. So maybe our best option isn't to use existing. Maybe our best option is just to exit out of that screen. So what we'll want to do is do the same thing. We'll update these, update the stream, and then once we updated this, great thing is if you go down to Bilingual Sunday Service, these are already updated. So if we scroll down to announcements, our bilingual announcement stream, our bilingual announcements, and if we scroll up to the top, bilingual announcement loop, all of these are now updated based on what you just did to the library under announcements. So pretty awesome feature. So the typical process you would follow after inserting all the songs is to insert the announcements, and then once you have the announcements ready, we'll get into the preaching and how do we insert the preaching slides on that one. So I hope that helped you. Any questions, give me a call. God bless you.